Okay, Gary, welcome to Corsham Town. Obviously you were announced a little while ago, but given the break, it's felt like a long time. How's pre-season gone for you, given what's been going on off the pitch?
Yeah, it's gone as well as it can, I think. Obviously, it's difficult with the amount of break that everyone's had from the last game or the last time they trained from previous clubs or from this club if they've stayed with us. And everyone's in the same boat, so everyone's knuckling down, getting on with it. I think everyone's fully aware that there's a lot of fitness that needs to be done, both individually and as a team together. So, yeah, it's good. It's good as it can be at the moment. Obviously, it's hard work for everyone, but hopefully everyone will see the benefits at the end of it.
And obviously, just training this week and the last week, you would have met some of the players that were with the club last season. How's it been getting on working with them now?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I'm glad that so many people have stayed from that season. I didn't want it, and I know Kieran didn't want it to come in and disturb everything so that people left and everyone was going to be new faces. That's not what we wanted. And I think we've got a good mix of those that were coming up through the youth system here, playing for the reserves, and a few new faces to bring in with it. So yeah, it's good, and everyone's getting on really well. The groups are obviously all mixing together well. So yeah, it's a good start.
And you've come into the team as first team coach / player. Obviously, with your impressive scoring record, many of the Corsham supporters reading your name will think, oh, well, there's our top scorer for next season. But how much will your time be divided between playing and learning to be a coach yourself?
To be honest, it's going to be a learning curve for me, just as anyone else. Obviously, I've got ambitions to play as much as I can and help Kieran along the way with the coaching side of things. We'll discuss everything together, we'll pick teams together, but as far as I'm concerned, I still want to put myself forward to play week in, week out. Obviously I'm getting on a little bit, so whether I can play Saturdays, Tuesdays all the time, but that's why we've got the squad that we have here. We've brought in a couple of new faces along with the massive players that have stayed with us, and there's plenty of competition for places, including my own, so there's no guarantees, but I'll certainly be playing as much as I can.
And obviously it was announced last week, Mark Cooper has joined us, who's a very experienced player at a much higher level. How are you and Kieran bringing those sort of players into the club when financially the club doesn't have a penny to spend?
Yep.
So I guess what's attracting these players to Corsham now?
I think just the hopefully the feel good factor around the club that we're going to bring into it and instill in the club. First and foremost, the most important thing is that we are a club as one, and we want that feel. We want to be a first team, reserves and under 18s that work together. Kieran's told everyone today at training that we will always train together. Everyone will be given an equal opportunity, and it's just a lot of players I think just want to come here and enjoy their football. There's a lot of players that have played at higher standards that probably could still play at higher standards, Coops obviously being one of them. But I think the selling point for us is just the enjoyment factor that we're going to bring, and playing with your mates. I think that's I've played for several clubs over the years, and the most important thing is those that you play with. The money is a bonus at some clubs, but at the end of the day, I think if you can come to a club like this, play football with good players who are also your mates and just enjoy it, it counts for just as much as anything else.
And obviously you're learning to be a coach yourself. What's your sort of ambitions as a coach, stepping down as being a player in the future and taking over as a coach? What's your ambitions as a coach? Is it to manage a team like Corsham yourself in the future, or are you hoping to go higher up the pyramid just like you were as a player?
Well, I think it will be a bit of play it by ear, really. See how this season goes for a start. If this season doesn't go very well, then it might be the end of it. But no, I'd certainly learn a lot from Kieran, learn a lot from the other guys that are here and are helping with the coaching, and from the players themselves as well, how to manage players. Obviously I've always been on the pitch, and people have been shouting orders at me, but it'll be different to do it the other way around, and it will all be a learning curve for me. But hopefully, yeah, if at least this standard, if not higher, providing things goes all right. But there's no guarantee in management that that's going to happen.
And finally, what's your ambitions for this team that you and Kieran are creating this season? What's your short-term goal for this season, and also what's your ambition in the next couple seasons?
I think certainly first and foremost is, from a club point of view, is getting everyone back together as a club and moving forward as one, rather than individual teams within a club. on the pitch, obviously, we're going to try and build a squad that competes at the top end of the league, and hopefully win some silverware. Cup competitions are always good. I've been lucky enough to win several through the years with Melksham. Obviously, we come close with Bradford last year, so I've got a winning mentality, and that's what we want to bring to Corsham. We want to chase the league, chase the cups. Long term, obviously, again, see how this season goes first and foremost. But yeah, we'll push on as far as we can. If we can compete in this league and go up, then we'll try and compete in the next league, and that's it.
And one final question.
Yep.
I put it to Kieran last week when both you and him were announced. Certainly myself as a Corsham supporter was very much like, well, that's Division 1 sorted, like we're guaranteed to win that. And I think a lot of people in the league felt that way. Is it something, the expectations, is that something that you and Kieran are concerned about?
I wouldn't say concern. I think it's something we need to manage. Like I said, we're bringing together a lot of new faces. Whether it's blood and youth into the first team or the reserves, bringing reserve teams players or new faces, it's obviously bringing players together. New management is going to be difficult to start with, but like I said, the feel-good factor already you can see in training. People just want to come and enjoy their football, and hopefully from that the performances on the pitch will show. But yeah, there's obviously an expectation. Obviously, Kieran won things at Melksham. I won things under him as a player. But we've also got to be realistic and just keep ourselves grounded and see where take every game as it comes.